Hey guys, it's Edie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we're going to be doing like a weekly reading vlog, but it's going to be a bit of a twist to it because I've never done this sort of like reading vlog where a colour wheel chooses what I read for a week. So I've got different colours on here. I don't know if you can see that. Will it focus? There we go. I've got different colours and I'm going to spin it, and then whichever colour it chooses, going to have to choose a cover that matches that colour, that has that colour in it, if that makes sense. I'm excited to do this because I literally just watched a couple of days ago Ellen Catherine's video of doing this, and it just seems so fun because it's kind of like you don't know what you're going to be reading for the whole week. So I am really excited to see what the colour wheel colour picks and what books I can pick for that. So my camera light just died, but we're going to carry on going. I'm charging it while filming it, so I think the lighting's changed a bit, but anyway, we're gonna spin the colour wheel to see which colour we get first. So here we go. Spin, come on. There we go. And it is going to be... is that pink or purple, I think? That is pink book. Okay, so I'm gonna go have a look, see what pink books I've got, and then I'm gonna come back and show you which one it is. So I've chosen which book I'm going to read, and it is The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord, and this is the Afterlight exclusive version. It's got these like pretty flowered sprayed edges, and this is a bat. What I know about this is maybe, I think, a fake dating, and that's pretty much all I know. So let me read the blurb for you guys so we can get a better understanding of what it's about. 2 viral breakups, 1 fake relationship, 5 sprinkling heart-pounding dates. June and Levi were best friends as teenagers till the day they weren't. Now June is struggling to make rent on her beachside tea shop. Levi is living a New York cliche as a disillusioned hedge fund manager and failed novelist, and they've barely spoken in years. But after they both experienced public humiliating breakups that spread like wildfire online, a photo of them together has the internet convinced they're a couple. With so many people rooting for them, they decide to put aside their rocky past and make a pact to fuel the fire by pretending to date. After all, that will help June's shop stay open and make Levi's ex realise what a mistake she made. All they have to do is convince the world they're in love, one swoon-worthy photo op at a time. They can happily go their separate ways with no regrets. Right. It sounds so good, and I just want to show you like the hardcover of this book. How cute is that? And then the end papers are like this. The sound of this story sounds really fun, so I'm really excited to read this because I can't remember which month this was, because this is from the Afterlight subscription, but just like the art style I think is just so cute. So I'm very excited to read this, but one thing is, this is not dual POV. Oh, it seems to be in first person though, which is alright, because usually I always like dual POV because you get both perspectives, and I like that more. But at least this one is not in like third person, because third person, like, I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm gonna take the dust jacket off to read this because I always hate the feeling of like dust jackets on like the book when trying to read it, because I don't know, I just hate that feeling. So we're now gonna just start reading, and I'll come back to you guys when I have some thoughts and feelings about the book. I'm not halfway through it yet. I'd say I'm probably between 30 and 40% of the way through it so far, and I wanted to give you guys a little update because I have some feelings about it. So far I'm quite not seeing the chemistry between the 2 main characters. With Levi's ex, they're kind of still talking and they're just spending time apart and seeing other people, and I guess they maybe plan on getting back together because you don't get his POV, so you don't really know the in-depth things about it, but that's what you get from what he tells June, and it's just kind of annoying me that he's even thinking of wanting to get back with her. But I suppose you don't really know his thoughts because you don't get his POV, but like his like fiance cheated on him. Like, why would you want to go back to that? I don't know. I'm just not liking his character that much at the moment. But maybe he will develop, hopefully. But like, June asked Levi about, oh, are you talking to her? Are things working out with your ex, like when you're talking to her and you're getting along? He said, actually, yeah. And my heart kind of broke for her in that moment. You can tell she has quite strong and deep feelings about him, but he isn't like giving that back to her at the moment, which is kind of sad. Because before that chapter, because what chapter? I'm on chapter 11, so it's just that happened in chapter 10, and before that I was liking both the characters, but I just quite wasn't believing their like chemistry, and like I said a minute ago. But after reading chapter 10, I'm like, I'm not really Levi's biggest fan now, because I feel like the story is cute and it has potential, but I feel like with romance books you need to believe the chemistry and like the characters, and it's not quite given that at the moment. If I have to say where it's sitting roughly now, star rating wise, I'd say it's probably 2.5 at the moment, because it's not that I dislike the story, it's just the characters that I'm having a few problems with, but maybe they'll develop, maybe I like them, or I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. So I finished The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. I didn't really vibe with this book, and my thoughts and feelings are still exactly the same as what I said on my last check-in, but I did think it was really cute, and I feel like the story did have potential, but for me it was just lacking. And like the chemistry between the two main characters are there. I can't remember if I said it in my like check-in, but like I feel like romance books, you've got to feel the chemistry and connection between the two characters, and I just saw them as friends, because it's like a friends to lovers, but I couldn't see them as like in a relationship, I could only see them as friends. And also I remember in my last check-in I said about Levi saying something about his ex and being like, oh, we're talking to her, things like that. I can't remember exactly what I said, but he said something like the chapter after I'd done that check-in, and I wrote it down on the notes on my phone, so let me have a look. It's not word for word what he said, but he was basically making excuses for his ex why she cheated on him, because apparently he drove her to cheating. And I'm like, dude, no, cheating is a reason. People have their own choices. Like, it kind of annoyed me. It kind of annoyed me through the book, a few things, because I really liked the vibe and the idea of her having this little like tea shop that sells scones, and then they come up with ideas of scones for different events, and they're really wacky scones, and I thought that's really fun, but it was just lacking in all the other places really. And for a romance book it needs to have romance, and it was alright. There was one spicy scene, I believe, or was there two? There was like 1 or 2 spicy scenes. But yeah, that's pretty much the sum up of my thoughts and my feelings. I am sticking to still a 2.5 stars for this, because it just wasn't for me, basically. So I'm now going to spin the colour wheel again to see which colour we get for the next book. It is going to be, is that yellow or white? A white one. Ooh, I think I know which one I'm going to choose. The book I have chosen with the white cover is Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and this is like technically the first book in the Calloway Sister series, but if you want to read it as a whole with the Lily and Lowe's, the Addicted series, this is the 3rd book in that series, I believe. Let me actually check, because I don't want to start reading it and it ends up being, I end up reading it in the wrong order. Addicted for Now, Kiss the Sky, yeah. This is the 4th book in the whole 10-book series. This is the first book for Rose and Connor's story, and I'm pretty excited to read Rose and Connor's story, because like the snippets we've gotten of them in the first 3 books of Lily and Lowe's, I've loved them, and I feel like there's so much more to Rose's character, because in the like first 3 books she's very, I don't know how to describe her. I have no clue how to describe her, but I really liked her, and like I said, there's something underlying about her, and I'm really excited but then also nervous, because the first 3 books have ripped my heart out already, and I'm scared these ones are going to do it too. So it's a couple of days later, because I believe the last clip that you've seen would be on Monday, and it's now currently Wednesday, I think. Yeah, it is Wednesday, and I read about 17 pages on Monday when I said I was gonna start reading this, and I read a bit yesterday, but I didn't really read that much because I didn't really have time, because I was filming other videos and editing them. But I'm now almost halfway through. I'm probably like 45% of the way through mine, and I'm on chapter 22, and this book is following Rose and Connor, and Rose is very hesitant on, I guess, getting affection from guys mainly, and her boyfriend Connor. She's also known as like the Ice Queen. Rose also has her own fashion line, and in the first 3 books of the like Lily and Lowe's story, her fashion line starts to go downhill because of something that happened to Lily and what came out about Lily, and because they share their sisters, that kind of also affected Rose's like business, even though she had nothing to do with it. So in this, Rose has thought it would be a good idea for her, Connor, Daisy, Wright, Lily and Lo, they're all on like this reality TV show where they all live together and it just films their everyday life to try and get a good press for her company. The girls will be wearing their clothes so people might see the clothes to buy it, and that's basically what this is so far, a reality TV show. And some of the things that like Rose has thought about Lily and Lo, it's some of the sweetest things. I am obsessed with Lily and Lo. I don't think I like Rose and Connor as much as Lily and Lo, but I am liking their characters so far. I can't remember how far through it was, but it wasn't near the beginning. You find out a bit about what Connor is, I guess, struggling with, and he has a few dark secrets, I guess you could call them. I'm not going to say what, because if you do want to read this, I don't want to give you any spoilers or anything that will ruin the experience. I'd say it's probably sitting at 3.75, but I think it does have the potential to be more. Just have to go and carry on reading and see what happens. I am working this afternoon, but I'm not technically working. I am going to work, but I'm just going to be waiting to see if they need me for anything. So while I'm just sitting around waiting, I'll just be reading this book. But I have a feeling I could finish up while I'm there, so I am going to pick another book that I am going to read if it does come to it, because I don't want to just start a round of book while I'm there. So I'm going to spin the colour wheel again to see which colour we get, and then I'm going to pick that book and take that book with me as well, because I've been reading it on my Kindle and it's saying I have like 4 hours left, and I'm going to be there for about 7 hours if they don't let me go early, or if I don't get asked to help with something, things like that. So I'm now going to spin the colour wheel to see which colour I get. What colour is that? It's black. Ooh, I feel like there's quite a few options that I can do for black, so let me go have a look and see what I've got I can read that has a black cover. So I've chosen The Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber V. Nicole, and this is the third book in the Gods and Monsters series, and I absolutely love the first and second one. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the FMC Diana. She's such like a badass, strong woman, and I absolutely love it. And I've kind of been putting this off really because of how thick the book is, and the writing's like really tiny in it. So it's going to take me a while to read it, and I'm probably going to read it on my Kindle because it's easier to read it on there than a big paperback like this, because how many pages is it? 672. So that is quite a lot, but I just think the cover, that is just so pretty, and I'm really excited to see where it goes, because the second book, what's it called? The Throne of Broken Gods, I think? Something like that. Diana's character development in that book from beginning to end was absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. I gave that 5 stars. I gave Book of Adriel 4.5 stars, which is the first book in the series. So I have kind of a lot of expectations for this book because I've loved the first 2. So what's going to happen, I'm going to carry on reading this book and maybe come back with an update tomorrow, and an update if I started this one. I don't know, I'm just going to have to wait and see, because I now have no clue how today's going to pan out. If they're actually going to need me to work, or if I'm just going to have to sit there and wait around, I don't know. I'm just going to have to wait and see. So I finished Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and I really did enjoy it. I think I'm going to end up giving it a 4 stars. And like, these are some of the most sophisticated, intelligent characters that I've ever read about, and I absolutely loved it. And I did kind of like love the fact that you were getting the core 6 as like a TV show, like a reality TV show. I thought that was so cool, such interesting dynamic, because it was literally, the whole book was like a TV reality show of them and their life, and like there was some twists and turns and dramas that happened, and the end absolutely like it broke me. I was reading it at work, the last like chapter, and I had to hold back my tears because it was very sad, and I was like, it broke my heart for Connor. And the epilogue, I didn't see that coming. I don't want to say what happened because I don't want to spoil it, but wow, it was so cute, so sweet how Connor done that for Rose and thought of it and planned it all out himself. It was the most adorable thing ever. So I'm now going to move on to reading The Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber V. Nicole, and I feel like this is going to take me a while to read because it's actually quite thick. I've got work today and I have to leave in an hour and a half, and I've still got to kind of get ready, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to read any of this today at all. I might only be able to read like a chapter or two, but I'll try. But it'll probably be a couple of days till you get an update from me, because it's going to take me a long time to get through this, even halfway through I feel like. But I'm very excited to read this, like I said when I picked this, because I love the first 2 books in this series. Can't remember exactly what happens at the end of the last book, but I remember parts of it and absolutely loved it. So I'm kind of excited to get into this. It's now quite a few days later and I have actually finished this book, because I believe the last clip you probably saw was me when I picked this book for the colour wheel, I want to say. Or I believe it was when no, it would have been when I finished the last book, because I picked this book before I finished the second book, I believe, I don't know. But I haven't done any update, I haven't done anything about this book because I've been not very well and I've just been listening to the audiobook laying in my bed most of the time while doing this, and I didn't really feel up to filming. I don't really know where or how to start explaining this, because this is the 3rd book in the series, but this is like a dark romantasy, and it follows Diana, who's like a monster, and it follows Sam Kyle, who's a god, and it's kind of like there's a lot of world politics, world building, there's romance, and it's really good. I really enjoy this series, I absolutely love it. This one, The Dawn of the Cursed Queen, I'm gonna end up giving this a 4.5 stars because I still really enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the second book, but like Diana and Sam Kyle's relationship growth throughout this book was amazing. I absolutely loved every second of it, and they were together pretty much most of this book, where the previous ones they weren't together the most of the book, so this has definitely got the most like romance in it. And this book just reminded me how much I love Diana and her character. Like, she is such a strong and powerful like FMC, and she is definitely one of my top FMCs because she's just, I don't know, there's just something about her that I just love her so much. And then Sam Kyle, oh, I love him so much as well. And like, he planned this thing for Diana, right? I'd say probably the last 20%, I can't actually remember, but he planned something for her and it was the sweetest thing, and he got something for her and I absolutely loved it. I was like kicking my feet. And the ending of this, like all the previous other endings, I was just a bit like, whoa, what just happened? And I'm in shock, and I really want to read the 4th book now, but it's coming out this year. Can't remember what date, I believe it's near the end of this year, but I need it now. I need to find out what happens, because that ending, I just need to know. And I just love this whole world and the vibe it's given off. This is like a more of an urban fantasy book, and I feel like the writing's so good, the world building's so good. And there was just, in this book, there's so much more like information about the world and the characters you find out, and it all just develops so nicely. And like the few little twists at the end of this book, shocking. I absolutely had the time of my life while reading this book. One thing I will say though is, because I left it a bit of a gap between reading the 2nd and 3rd book, it did take me a tiny bit to wrap my head around the world again. It's not a complicated world, because for me, I don't understand complicated worlds, but it just took me a minute to get back into this world, back into the like story of it. To me, it didn't take away from the story or anything like that. I still loved it. So that is everything for this video of all the books that I've read. So I'm going to do a little overview of each book and what I rated them. So the first book I picked up was The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord, and I gave this 2.5 stars. Then I picked up Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and I gave this 4 stars. And then finally I picked up The Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber V. Nicole, and I ended up giving this a 4.5 stars. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I did have a really good time like figuring out which books to pick for which colour, so I might do this again at some point because I thought that was really fun and really fun idea. So if you would like that, put that in the comments below. If you did also enjoy this video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, do subscribe so you can see more videos from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!